Imagine being excited to finally start your career after putting in countless hours in college, only to discover that you are held down by a crippling pile of debt and have no career to fall back on. That is how many Americans feel today. The American college debt crisis is becoming more and more widespread, and it has consequences for graduates and students nationwide. Almost everyone knows someone else, or is this themselves, that has student debt. It affects almost everyone in some way or another. And as part of today's presentation, I'll discuss the magnitude of this issue with student loans and investigate factors that have led to it and hopefully provide some solutions. First, I'll describe the current state of the college debt crisis and its effects on the economy. So, the college debt crisis is, like I said before, it's pretty extensive. It affects a lot of people. And the average federal student loan debt is over $37,000 per borrower. That's according to the Student Data Initiative. Americans as a whole owe $1.77 trillion in student loan debt. Now, here is a quote from the president. While a college degree is still the ticket to a better life, that ticket has become excessively expensive. Americans who are saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for a college degree has become the norm, which is really unfortunate to hear. So this crisis, it not only affects people that take out the loans, but it also hurts the economy. So an economy may see fewer new businesses when there's more student loan debt. And that is according to the IRS. The student loan debt, this also comes from the IRS, also limits consumer spending. Economic recovery can also be more difficult when there are many people carrying student loan debt. So, this doesn't just affect the borrowers, this is affecting everybody in one way or another. By looking at these next points, we can see how and why we are in this current state of disaster. So, there are several factors that contribute to America's growing student debt levels. So that is rising tuition costs, there's changes in financial assistance laws, and to better understand why we're in this situation, we should examine these next points. So, almost everyone can agree that education is becoming too expensive. The cost of college has increased more than 135% or 2.3 times between 1963 and 2021. And that's from Fannie Mae. Students living on campus at a public four-year institution pay an average of $3,790 in additional annual expenses. The rate of borrowing is also becoming too expensive. Between 2022/3, the school year, and 2023/4, all federal student loan interest rates have risen by an average of 8.02%. And the average student loan takes 21 years to pay off. So according to NerdWallet, which is a finance website, more than half of all federal student loan borrowers say that they will never pay off their student loan debt in full, which is crazy to think of. People are taking out loans that they genuinely do not believe they will ever be able to pay back. And from my own experience, I worry about finding a high enough paying job to be able to pay back my loans, because I'll also have to pay for living expenses, a home or an apartment, and a car, and then as well as food and other things. So while this problem seems too big to overcome, it is possible to reverse some of this calamity. The thing is, even though we're in such a deep hole, we still have a chance. We still have a chance to at least remedy this to a certain extent. Addressing the student loan debt issue needs a diverse strategy that includes regulatory changes and creative financial solutions. The first idea is to make college more affordable to those who need it most. You could also put in a sliding scale fee system. So the cost of tuition at public universities like Minnesota State Mankato, St. Cloud, Normandale depend on how much money the family makes. So more wealthy families would pay more, and uh, poorer families would pay less. There is also the idea that um, universities could set up systems so that the federal and state governments can work together to help pay for fees at public universities. Another idea is to improve the loan payback options for borrowers and increase and improve income driven payback plans that let borrowers pay back their loans over time by paying back a certain amount of their extra income each month rather than just a flat rate. Another idea is to lower the interest rates on government student loans so that it will make them easier to get paid back and lower the total amount that needs to be paid back over time, which makes sense because over half the people that take out these loans don't think they'll be able to pay them back. So now let's summarize all that we've learned today. So we talked about the extent of this crisis regarding college debt in the United States, exactly what's going on, and what can possibly be done to fix it. There's a big problem in America with too much college debt that needs immediate action from lawmakers, from schools, and from society as a whole. And by working together to find good solutions to these problems, we can make sure that the future generations can go to college without having to worry about the things that we have to worry about today.